what's up, YouTube's your host, King Gio. Well, I've been getting a lot of messages about buying a home, your first home, with your SSI or your government paycheck. Okay, before I go into that, please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so. Please do so. Hit that button right there, that little bell, and it'll notify you when I King Gio upload a video. We all must understand that when you want to apply to get a house with SSI, you you have to look at your credit score. That's number one, because the higher the credit score, the more of a chance you're going to get a good loan. I give you an example. My brother-in-law has he has Social Security disability, and he has, your debt to income ratio has to be, you have to have more income than you do have debt, a lot more. You just can't have $1,500 in income, in debt, and you're only making seven something a month, and then that's way too high of a debt. Because you only got $700 a month, and then you go on top of that, you're gonna go on a mortgage. It's gonna be more of a debt, and your income is not enough to do both. And that's the way they see it. So you have to you do your debt to income ratio has to be good. Your credit score has to be good. It doesn't have to be great, but it has to be good. Try, if you're gonna do this way exercise, try not to have any bad inquiries in your any bad report in your credit history. Try to eliminate those as much as possible. Those if you have something that's in your history that is 7 years or older and it's still lingering, you gotta call the credit bureaus, whether it's if it shows up in Equifax, TransUnion, or what's the other one? You got Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian. If it shows up in any of those, please contact those people. Please contact them and dispute, because they've been there for over 7 years or more. Please don't go by what these people, when you have credit people telling you they can take away student loans, they can take away repos, they can do this. No, they can't. Most of the stuff in your credit report either falls off or you can dispute it yourself. You don't have to pay no one. If you have any questions about that, please let me know. I'm glad to help you out. But going back, when you're going for your SSI, if you're buying a house with SSI, it's always good to have your debt to income ratio, your debt low and your income high. If you don't owe anything, that's even great. That's even better. If you could try to get your credit score even higher, it's even better. Like I'm saying to my brother-in-law has 2 loans, and they're only like $2,000, and he gets $1,100. He gets $900 a month in disability. And the loan officer that I got him, she told him he's got to get rid of those 2 loans. If he gets rid of those 2 loans, he can get a $50,000 house loan. $50,000 is not enough. Maybe, it could be, depending on where you look at, what state you're looking at, where you want to look at. So that all depends, on your credit score. Also, when you look at your credit score, please do not look at Credit Karma. Do not look at Credit Sesame. Don't look at those third-party numbers. Don't do that, because those are no good. Those are being, I think that's credit-wise that they're using, and most of these banks use FICO. Discover Card has FICO, and to get your credit score by Discover Card, it's free. Just sign up. It's free to sign up, and you get it by free. They go by your credit score. They go by your middle score when it comes to housing. To give it to loan your house, they go by the middle score. So if you have this one is 540, this one is 620, this one is 540, they're gonna go with this one. If this one is high, it doesn't matter what order, what numbers they're in, they go with the middle score. So it can be TransUnion, Equifax, or whatever it can be, but they go with the middle score. So the best bet is to go with FICO. You can also get one of those, you Google it online, 3-to-1 credit report, and pay for $1. So you pay $1, right? And then you got 7 days. You got 7 days to cancel. So what I do is I pay the $1, and right there when I log off, I'll log back on, I cancel it, and then I got 6 days of free monitoring. All right, so that's very important. So that you can look at, and that will tell you what your actual score is. It'll tell you what you have, what negative what negative report you have, what negative what good what positive you have, all those kind of things. Like I said, don't go by credit karma. The credit karma is good and all kind of good. Good is to look at your report, to dispute, but to look at a score, no, because they're using credit wise, and who knows with Biden, he's talking about getting rid of all three credit agencies anyway. But until then, what they're using is FICO, not credit wise, for home loans. And what else can I say? If you and your child are getting SSI, you can do with that too. You and your child, as long as your child's going to have the SSI for more than 3 years, that's good. So now you have two incomes. You got your income, and you have your son's, or you have your child's income. So you even get better. You'll be able to get more of a loan with a higher amount of loan. That's through SSI, or to DDS or whatever the case may be. But if you have your son, two kids, three kids, that's even more. They consider that as income. So that's good. While you're doing this process of trying to get your scores, try not to open up any credit cards. Try not to get any loans. Don't try to do that. When you go into and you ask for a loan, make sure that you don't get a pre-approved letter. You get a pre-qualified offer, because pre-qualified and pre-approved is nothing. You want pre-qualified. So you want that. More real estate agents do that. So when they do your credit report, so when they do the credit reports, always remember that when you do the credit reports through when you go for your house, and the lender runs your lender runs the report, you have as many reports that you can run through for a period of 30 days. It's only going to affect you as one. Remember that. It's only going to affect you as one. It's not you go to this lender and then you go to this lender and they all keep pulling your report. And it's going to affect you, though. It only affects you one time. It only affects you one time for the first 30 days. The first 30 days you can do as many lenders as you want. After that, you have to stop, because that will affect your credit. But like I said, look into it. Your SSI. If you're on Section 8, guys, if you're on Section 8, talk to your Section 8 caseworker and tell your caseworker that you want to buy a home and how do they work, because there are programs out there that help you with Section 8. So Section 8 prefers helping you buy a home, the paying, but because they're going to help you with down payment on that. You got programs for that. They prefer paying for buying a home, paying a mortgage, than there is paying for to landlord, because that's going to be something that it's yours at the end, whenever that gets over said and done. But talk to your Section 8 caseworker and let them know. Section 8 is the same thing. SSI is the same thing. If you have a kid, I'm going to tell you something. If you have SSI and your kid is going through, it's been months or years that he or she has not been approved, that payment that they're going to give you, if they award your child with that payment, you can use that as a down payment. You got to speak to your caseworker, and your caseworker will say, okay, fine. Some of them are risky or picky, but yeah. Some of them say, I'm going to move my child. We're in a situation that my son needs this. So they will give you that award, the money that they awarded you. But yeah, so when it's SSI, you have to do that. So you get yourself a good lender. I like to go with brokers. They're more flexible workers. Like I said, if you don't have a down payment, you go to your local Google down payment program for your state. Each state has one. Okay, each state has one. So that's good. And each state has a different rules and criteria. But for the most part, it's for low-income people, and it's for the most part, and for all part, it's for first-time home buyers. And you know, you got programs like FHA, you got programs like USDA. Yes, the United States Drug Administration. I mean, the United States for they all they have a program that that you could get a house, but most of the house that they want you to get it's rural. So you have to live rural. You can't live in the city. It's got to be somewhere rural, and they help you. And they got that. You got the VA loan, which is 0% down. Your If you get a USDA loan, you don't have to put a down payment on that. That could be rolled into your payment. But the house has to be, when it gets appraised, that appraisal has to be more than what the house is, so it can roll into it. That's my down payment was only $520 some odd dollars, and that was because I was paying the interest of the house for the first one, and then the second, and then the mortgage. So my mortgage was $490, and the interest, it all came out to $325 and change. So that's all I did, and that's all I did in down payment on a $70,000 loan, and I got a good house for $70,000. So there are houses out there. You know, if you want to go even further and you get a little bit more money, you get approved a little bit more, then I suggest you get yourself a duplex. Meaning you get yourself a duplex that has two sides or two apartments, two houses. You live in one house, you have to live there for a year, and you rent out the other side. And then this side pays for this side. So you're living rent free. Right? On the FHA, once you move out of FHA, once you have FHA for a year, you can move out of that FHA, you can move out of there, and you can rent that. So now you're getting two. So now you're getting one that pays your mortgage, and the other one's a passive income. If you can get a multiplex, a triplex, whatever, the more the merrier. You know, but you can't get a house through S.S.I. You can't get a house through Section 8. There are programs, you gotta go out there, you gotta look for them. The government's down to tell you that, white people are down to tell you that because they don't want you to rise. I prefer seeing you guys, instead of living in the projects or living in low housing, I prefer you live in an apartment and you spend $1,000, $2,000 and take that money and put it into a house. Make sure that when you get your house and you're searching for a house, that the taxes are not high, because that goes into effect also on your house payment. So you gotta be careful with that. You might see a great area. It's like, oh my God, this is a great area, and then, oh, look at the price, $100,000. And I was like, oh wow, the taxes alone is $5,000 a month or $6,000 a month. You're like, whoa. I mean, a year. You're like, whoa, that's a lot. So gotta be careful. Pick good schools. Places we got good schools. They're always expensive. But anyways, you can get it through S.S.I. So if you have that guy, if you don't know how to, let me know. Leave your name. I'll get back to you. I'll always right back. Subscribe to my channel. Don't forget. And if you need any help, please let me know. I will help you out. That's what we're here for, man. To help each other out.